Hey Nolan, it's Coach Benlin here, just breaking down some of your swings from our last session. I put them all in a document I could send over to you like last time. So I'll walk through some of the improvements and the tweaks. We'll take a look at a couple loops, and I have a couple drills and videos I want to show you at the end. Overall, I think you're making a lot of improvements, particularly with your load, and some good things I'm seeing in the swing in general. Um, Talking about the load, definitely adding balance to your load. You're loading in the right places. Looking at video from the past few months till now, it almost looks like a completely different swing, which is we're heading in the right direction. Making sure you're loading with the back knee inside of that back foot, like we worked on the past two sessions, generating that back hip and making sure that we're hips pulling our hands versus swinging with our arms. And these are definitely things you are doing great right now, and you're progressing in the right direction as far as tweaking the load. Um, Things we're going to have to continue to work on. The extension, right? Getting from the point of contact to your finish, getting through the three baseballs, finishing through the baseball, allowing your hands to finish their path, and avoiding like decelerating towards the back end of the swing. Once those hands get going, let them go all the way to your back and finish through the baseball. Same thing we've been working on. We're just going to continue to work on them. And also continuing with the approach. We want to make sure that we're not pull happy, that we're using the whole field, like we've been doing in our sessions, breaking the plate into thirds, recognizing inner third pitches early, getting the barrel out, pulling the knob through, middle pitches, sending them back where they came from, and then outer half pitches, catching them a little deeper over the plate and using the whole field, right center field, hitting the ball oppo. Hitting the ball where it's pitched, and then being productive, runner on third base, getting that run and using the right side of the field. All things we're going to continue to work on. You're doing a great job with that. I'll show you a couple swing loops, and then we'll go over these tweaks as well on the bottom. Let me pull them up. So these are from the last couple of sessions here. And even in the last 2-3 weeks, there's definitely major signs of improvement here. I'll break down a couple of them individually. But like I said, especially when we're talking about the load, a lot of good things. Let me show you the one that I caught my eye here. This is from our last session on Monday. Let me go full screen here. Okay. So starting at the top here. Couple line drives right back where it came from. Great to see. So let's break this down a little bit slower here. Some of the things that are catching my eye. Let's take the first swing. Okay, so as we walk through this here, looking at the lower half especially. So starting from the top here. Front foot comes up, you're getting into the backside here, getting into your back hip. Right there, that's great balance here. We'll talk about the bad angle in a second, but right there, it's a great position to be, right? Getting in our hip, back knee bend. You see that back knee driving through the front knee, using your hips. Hips are going to pull the hands. Some pretty good things here. And just to review what we're talking about, and we say loading in the right places. Let me show you when that front foot comes up. Right here is a good shot. I'll pause it there. Let me draw on the screen. We want to make sure that we're continuing to load inside of this back foot, inside of this back knee right here, and in this back hip, right? And we said we're going to feel that when we're doing it correctly. We'll feel it through the quad here and in the back right there in the glute. So as you're lifting that front side, you're building in this area, ready to transition this hip forward to attack the baseball. And what we focused on last time, I'll put it in red here, was that if we had a baseball inside of our foot here, keeping this knee inside of that back foot directly over that baseball. And these are things that we're definitely improving. The thing that we're going to talk about and work on as well is I think this top hand is getting a little lazy. Do you see how this bat is almost hanging on your shoulder? We want to make sure that this bat is at almost a 45-degree angle here. It should be somewhere in this range, anywhere in this area we'll take for now, but we definitely don't want it laying down. So let's get here. We kind of want it facing, this knob facing the catcher, so we could snap it forward and bring it this way with a high hand path. But that's the next thing we're going to focus on, that bat angle. But for now, looking at the load, definitely major improvements. So great job on that. Walking through the swing again. Front foot comes down, back hip's going to go. Here come the hands. It's a great shot right there. Point of contact right here. And this is what I want to focus on as well when we talk about extension. Here's the point of contact right here. Do you see how your wrists are beginning to break and you're ready to put that bat head away right there, right? Rather than being in a rush to put that bat away. What we talk about when we say extend through 3 baseballs, I know we've went over this before, just to review, but we want to make sure that we're getting, from this point of contact here, right there where the bat is, get through 1 baseball, get through 3 baseballs, and then you can continue your path up and around for your finish. But extend and explode through that baseball, get through 3, right back where it came from. But that's a pretty good shot that we're looking at there. You're somewhat of a 90 in that back knee, using it, firm front side, lead leg is locked. Eyes are down here, looking at the baseball at point of contact. We'd like to see these arms fully extended and straight, getting into that power V out here. But definitely on the right track here. Let me clear this up. Yeah, line driver off the cage. Love to see it. Now, what we want to focus on going forward is getting that knob going first, letting the knob and the bottom hand lead the way, so we use the whole field. See how everything's kind of pull happy here? You're wrapping the barrel around it, and it's all leading to the left side of the infield. We want to make sure we're using the whole field, and some of these pitches that are on the outer half, getting that knob through first, knob, then barrel, shooting the right center field gap. But major improvements. Definitely happy with where you are right now. Going back to the document. I'm going to talk about the grip in a second, how you're grabbing the backs. I noticed it looking at the video. We're talking about our hands in the load, which we kind of mentioned there, and then knob versus barrel, which we also mentioned. Talking about the grip here, in the last session, we talked about how to hold the bat and aligning what we call the knocking knuckles rather than, having an elbows out grip, like we're squeezing the bat, white knuckle approach. We want to make sure that our forearms and wrists are close together with our elbows in, so that our hands and our wrists, our arms are all loose. We want those loose muscles. Loose muscles equal quick muscles. And then we talked about where to grip the bat in our hands, using our pinky ring and middle finger to grip versus the pointer and the thumb. We talked about if we were bench pressing, we wouldn't use our pointer and our thumb. We use the palms and keep that bar in between those 3 fingers as well. I have a picture here that kind of shows it a little bit here. So I feel like you're kind of the one on the right now with the elbows out approach, kind of squeezing the bat rather than having your wrists and forearms a little closer together with those knuckles, the knocking knuckles lining up a little bit there. Loose, quick muscles. Not the biggest deal right now, but definitely help you a little bit going forward. Next tweak I put here was the hands in the load. I keep bothering you about getting your hands back, right? Not drifting forward with your hands, keeping them back throughout the load, avoiding drift, winning that battle with gravity, not dropping your hands as you track the ball in. We're going to continue to work on that. We used a drill, and I'll pull it up here, where I put the tee behind you, the elevated tee, and you had to knock the ball off the top of the tee before your swing to make sure that your hands are getting back all the way. And I have a video of it here that I found. So right here, you're going to see in the load, you're going to knock this ball off the tee just like we did. Make sure our hands are getting back right there. Then you're ready to swing. Now, we don't have to do that every time, obviously, but we want to keep that mindset of getting the hands all the way back, knocking the ball off the tee before we come through with our swing. So let's be mindful of that going forward. And then the last part here about the hands and the load was the bat angle, making sure that that top hand is not lazy and that barrel, as you pull your hands back, isn't going to your back, the numbers on the back of the jersey, right? Keeping that bat a little more vertical. And then something else that you should be familiar with that we've talked about is thinking with the knob, not the barrel, making sure the bottom hand leads the way, getting the knob in front of and inside the baseball. I've probably showed you this before, but it's a good video of Corey Seager, making sure his knob gets through first with the barrel lagging behind. This is our World Series MVP here. Knob first towards the baseball, barrel coming through late. Get the knob in front of and inside the baseball. It's a good shot there. And the drill I wanted to recommend to you that we've also done the past couple sessions is the jump back drill to continue to develop that loading in the right places. Here it is again, Melky Cabrera doing it, jumping back, keeping that knee inside the back foot, and using what you're building in the load to pull your hands, to throw the hips and pull the hands through the baseball. We'll continue with this series in the next session as well. It's one of my favorite drills. We're going to do this early in the season so that we start using our lower half to power our upper half. Okay. Take a look at a couple more of the loops here. I have this vertical loop here. Yeah, this is some good shots here. Let me pull this over. Yeah, load's a little rushed here. The other video, I think you were more balanced, more in that hover and hit approach, right, with your timing. Your swing's pretty good. Look at your hands, though. See how your elbows are kind of out? And that bat's coming down on your shoulder. We want to fix that bat angle, and we want to fix the way we grip that bat. Some good swings here, though. All right, so just to review here, and I'll get you out of here. Really like the improvements with the load and the swing. Loading in the right places, back knee inside the back foot, using our hips versus using our arms, right? Continue to work on the extension, getting through the baseball, the big follow through and finish, like a baseball card finish, right? Continue to develop our approach using the whole field, hitting the ball where it's pitched, and then our tweaks that we mentioned in this video. The grip on the bat, the hands and the load staying back, keeping the barrel and the bat up, vertical bat, and then thinking with the knob versus the barrel. But overall, great things we're seeing from you. Keep it up, and we'll bring this into the next session. Any questions, you can reach out to me, email me. I'll throw my email on the screen right here. If not, we'll talk about it next time in the next hitting session. Great job, though.